think all you missed, the battery died. I think all you missed was, I might have still been putting tape on, and I just smeared some RTV. It's getting ugly, but this is all, you know, inside this aluminum tube, and I'm not really worried about pretty at this point. So, but we'll take the tape off. Here you have it. Like I said, it's not pretty. All these wires are down beside the heaters, though, are just right next to them, so that I can slide it into this tube in theory. Let's figure out a way to just probably blow some air down there. So this is going to go in here like so, and then the strip of wood, I haven't trimmed the length yet, is going to go in on top of that. Now, we're going to have to see what I'm hanging up there. Second, must be the second one. What am I hitting? I'm hitting a piece of shrink. Oops, hitting this piece of shrink tube here. So I'll just probably just trim it off of there. Interesting. I could put it all together as a sandwich, like so, and, you know, even put some goo on it beforehand. I thought about that and letting that dry, but then I can't elevate this when it goes in with the compound heat grease. So I'm thinking I'm going to put some of that on the back of this. Then I can more or less put this in upside down so I don't have all that grease just dragging as it goes in. Then I can flip it over and it make contact. And yeah, then put the wood in. But I'll have to make sure the wood can slide in there. I want to sort of, I don't know, put some RTV in there just to keep things from jiggling around. But it should be relatively snug. Try to trim that off of there a little bit. Maybe I'll just heat that up and then mash it down. Probably be the way to go. We'll see if that works. Take it out of the vise again. Oh. That wasn't in the vise, that was just laying there. I'm just getting back out to the shop. This was a Saturday. I had to do a side job, and I hung 5 doors today on a side project. It's 10 doors on a side project, but there wasn't any trim there, so I didn't actually have a whole day in it. Just went out and got the doors all swinging. One opening that didn't fit, I had to peel actually the owner of the house did. He peeled the trimmer out, and we put a piece of 1x in there, and then I got to hang that door. So, but there are 10 doors swinging. We got a couple doors that weren't there yet. Okay, well that wasn't a problem. That heated up and just melted right down. Yeah, good. I'm gonna trim this piece of maple to length. And I'm going to put a slight back bevel here so that it'll slide up over anything. Anyway, I was saying I'm going to put a slight bevel there so that anything that, if it hits something on the way in, it'll ride over it. So I'm just going to cut that. Going to chamfer that edge a little bit. I might even do both edges, and then if I want to jam a little wedge or something in there to hold it down in the drying process, I'll have that availability as well. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to take care of that. I'll bring you back in after I put some goo on the aluminum part here and install it. I did a test run. I got the stick in there. The bow what it's slight though it may be, is down. So that'll be pressing against the heaters and all that and pushing it down against the bottom of this. And I beveled and kind of rounded the ends, although I'm looking at the monitor and instead of the camera. There we go. All right, so and just so that my brain doesn't have to function, I'm just marking approximately the middle of these heaters. I'm not sure how much goo I have in here. I already threw the other one away. So I don't know. I'm really not even sure how critical this is. I know I've seen some of these. Oh, well, that's as critical as it is because that's the end of it. I've seen these assembled without goo, or no mention of it anyway. And so we have some goo right under where the heaters are. So we're all good. Keep my arms out of this stuff. All right, throw this away. So, I'm going to, after I got that all centered there, my hands out of stuff. I want to go this way. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just basically, I've got it upside down. That's the easiest way to do it. There it is. So it's sliding in to the tube. The goo hasn't touched anything yet. I'm going to be flipping it over. Now the goo is touching. And I'm centered in the camera again. All right. Centered. There we go. Now, not that this is hugely important either, but because I'm anal retentive, I am centering this 1/8 aluminum bar inside the tube because it doesn't fit wall to wall. Told you I use a lot of popsicle sticks. I got this bag, 150 in this bag, and my wife bought a bunch for something else, and she didn't need nearly what she bought, and so I have another bag of popsicle sticks, and I haven't even begun to use all these. So, but what I'm going to do is, now that I've bragged about my popsicle sticks, I'm going to I could just try to put it on the board and see if it happens to, halfway go where I want it to go. But I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it up in here on the top of this. Then I'm going to put some on the board as well. But I know if I do too much of it on the board on top, it's just going to end up pushing it all over the place in there. And I didn't get as far in as I wanted to get with that. But there you have it. And I'm just going to throw that stick away. And now my X is going to the bottom. See the X? That's my slight little bow down. Since I have a slight little bow down here, I'm just going to go ahead and that like so. It's probably just going to be a big goopy mess right out here at the end. And here we go. As I said, I did a test run, so I know there's room. And there's no way that's going to go in there. You seeing that mess? Yeah. That's not pretty. Well, maybe it'll... Oh, it's pulling itself in. Wow. And then I know I have some in the tube here, so it's going to be poking out this end as well. Cut this thing about 1/4 inch short so that it wouldn't be out flush with the end, because I wanted to be able to put some goo on there as well. All right, so I got goo everywhere. Hey, you know what? I think that worked pretty good, actually, even though I think I just lucked out. I took a couple more of these popsicle sticks I keep talking about, and I just shaved the ends down on the sander, and now I'm just using those as a wedge to push that bar down against the heaters, just so that I know I have good firm contact between the heaters that are stuck to the bar and the bar stuck to the tube, and good down pressure there. All right, and everything's just eyeball centered here from side to side. Actually, that could go that way a fuzz. And you can see what the sandwich looks like. Got the aluminum bar with the plate heaters, and then the filler on top of that. And the same thing on the other end. So I am going to, let's flip that over. All right. Just taping these wires, just tape these wires back out of my way so I'm not wrestling with those. Tape is your friend until it gets stuck on the end of your RTV. All right, picking up all this extra garbage right here in my way and throwing it away, as I don't want to get this RTV on everything. Actually, I know I had a cap here. I decided to use the little nozzle at this point. Yeah, that will help me get it down inside there. Those are my knuckles cracking just from squeezing the tube.
I don't think I have to fill this up to keep this in place, but I'm just going to pipe some of that down in there. Not sure if you can see. Yeah, you can see. So.
See that? It's basically trying to hold stuff in place.
All right. Oh man, it's killer. And then just up in there.
Okay, I think I got it. Now I'm going to put a little more in there. I did this last, you know, RTV is just heat silicone, right? So I'm also working on a guitar out here that I'm putting finish on. And the last thing you want is silicone contamination in a finish of any kind of finish, not just guitar finish, but if you're doing a car finish or if you're painting your house, you do not want silicone in that. That's why I don't put silicone on my in my truss rod channels, because I don't even want silicone in the shop. But I didn't even think about it when I brought this in. And then last night I was messing with this stuff, and I went over to grab the guitar, and I had just done that with the fingers. And I decided that, you know what, it would be a lot smarter to put some gloves on. So I actually put gloves on to keep my guitar from touching my hands rather than to keep my hands from getting stained from finish. It's kind of backwards, but I'm going to do that now because I ended up doing the same thing, and I've got to go over and work on this same guitar, sand finish out on it, and the last thing I want to do is get silicone on it. So all right, I think we're in good shape here. however. So you know what? I think I'm going to glue these wires in. Kind of a strain relief. All right. So I think that we're good now. All right, I'm gonna turn you off. Next time you see me, we'll be trying this thing out. Well, we'll just be heating it up and testing it, and then I'll do it on a real neck. I did all this mainly because I have a guitar I need to use it on, and it couldn't hurt to have one around. Just pulling the sticks out of the end, if they'll come out now. Uh-oh. Let's grab onto that. There we go. With the power generator came 2 sets of these connectors here. These just push into the front of the unit, and these tie to whatever wires you've got hanging out. Well, I am going to go ahead and sacrifice this end of the equation. Yeah, I'll go back here. So if I ever want to use these clips, I can just tie onto the wires and I don't necessarily have to. Okay, that is officially committed. Can't back up from there. And looks like it might be around that size, whatever size that was. All right, and then the wire itself here. So I'm just going to solder these connectors on, and then I'm going to do a test. All right, so got that. We've got power. Plug that in, and that. All right, we're back in here. So the heat beam is, I'll get close enough so you can see that thing. 196. It's still climbing. It's climbing really slow, and it's just kind of topped out around that area. It's taken a long time to get here, actually, as well. So I'm not afraid that this thing is going to get away from me and burn somebody's neck up. So anyway, follow the wires over to the machine. It shows we're doing 12 volts, 3.64 amps, and that's not asking a lot out of that machine at all, and it's not even making noise. It's got a fan in it, but I haven't heard it kick in. So anyway, well, a Rogue lap steel. Okay, back over here. So at any rate, that's, as you can see, it's still climbing a little bit, but it is slow. It's probably taken it 45 minutes to get to here. So the biggest trick now will be to figure out how long it's going to have to be on a neck to get, a response. So basically, I'll probably plug it in, let it go for 40 or 50 minutes. Of course, watching it all the way on the first runs for sure to make sure that we're not overdoing something. And then letting it cool down in position, everything clamped. So I will, at some point, get around to that base neck and we'll do it. we'll get a full-on, see you later. We'll get a full-on demo here on an actual guitar neck. So we're 190, so almost 200 degrees. Like I said, as long as it is taking it to get up to that temperature. All right, folks, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the build on this and all that good stuff. You know, push the buttons, click the bells, subscribe, tell your friends, call a neighbor, you know, rent a airplane and pull a banner behind it, something. Thank you for your support.